All right, guys. ECB, sorry, I'm going to kind of barge in a little early. ECB policy meeting minutes are coming out, and it says Draghi said it was premature to judge impact of economic risks. ECB sees deflation risks receding for greater part of euro area. Um, Uncertainty about China is increased. Accounts QE to be implemented fully September 16 or beyond. Wow. So the ECB says that they could actually extend quantitative easing, but um, ECB 2016 and beyond. So it's obviously weighing on the euro dollar when the ECB says September 2016 or beyond. Now, remember, was it Kevin Ferry? Kevin Ferry said that, and I quote, there hasn't been a central bank that's done quantitative easing and not extended their asset purchases ever. It's a good point, you know. So so you know, when you look at the ECB and you go, oh, okay, September 2016, that's when they're supposed to stop their asset purchases. They're saying could go September 2016 or beyond, and I think people don't want to believe that, but um, but that's a possibility. Okay, so the euro is obviously under a little bit of pressure. Hasn't given it all back, but the euro is coming under some pressure following those. Um, Fernandez says that's right around when the Fed will hike for the first time. That could be true. That could be very true. Uh, sure does seem like it, doesn't it? Anyway, the euro's under a little bit of pressure just following that, but I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody. Okay, ECB will front load QE purchases between September and November. All right. Anyway, so we're seeing the euro come under pressure. Like I said, this to me. We talked about this when Paulie was here. This is easy pickings for the European traders. That was easy. I'm so upset that I don't have that Staples button, where you hit it and it goes, that was easy. Yeah, for those of you that are maybe not American, maybe you don't remember the Staples uh, button. I had one in our office and I don't know what happened to it. I think Kip has it, but we click the Staples button and it'd say, that was easy. I need to get that again. But that's exactly what that stop out, in Europe
That
was.
was easy.
There you go, Kip. Dude, are you the one that has that?
I
God, I missed that. I need to go get me one of those because I love that. I
think
love
you
that.
left it behind, and I acquired it.
I know you totally did. Don't let me go back to Dallas and see it. I'm coming after that sucker.
Hold on, one more time.
That was easy.
Ah, gosh, killing me, Kip. Anyway, thanks, bud. Good morning, by the way. And so that's that stop out that happened right there. That was all European traders just taking advantage of some stops. And the scary thing is if you go to the cable, we talked about the pound dollar. That's exactly what this was. And the pound, as I had mentioned before, this is very much in line with pound price action. It stops everybody out. You had previous support, current resistance. We knocked our head up against a 38% retracement, couldn't break it. People got short here, put their stops right above here. Pound creams through those stops, stops everybody out, and sets up for a reversal. Now, is the pound set for a reversal today? Maybe. Um, is it possible that we get a reversal in the cable today? It is possible. Um, I think you're going to have to see the FOMC minutes really confirm that, but it is a setup. And I'll tell you guys, if these minutes are hawkish, the cable is going to come down. And the cable's probably going to come down from where we're at right now, 153, all the way down to 152, maybe even back down to 151. You know, because if you really remove all of this stuff, we've had a very shallow retracement. So, you know, like let's you know, call a spade at this point. Okay, here's the cable, and think about it on a sustained basis. Sell off, 38% retracement. Yeah, we spiked up towards the 50% retracement, but really it's just 38% retracement. Okay, and then, you know, if we reverse here, it could get ugly. It really could. It really could. Because this got out a lot of shorts. This right here got out a ton of shorts. All right, let's, we have a lot to do today. And John asked, what time do the Fed minutes come out today? The Fed minutes come out at 2 o'clock Eastern. So it'll be right after my lunch money webinar. I'm on the lunch money webinar from noon to 1:30. So it'll come out at 2 o'clock, and I'll probably mic up for it, meaning I'll put on my headset and come back and, you know, for a couple of minutes and just kind of cover what's happening. But Paulie probably will too. I'm sure if he's around, he will. I don't know if he's going to be around, but I'm sure if he is, he will be there. Mm. Sorry, I just need to grab a cup of coffee. So let's take a look at the euro dollar, and let's start there. And so like I said earlier today, I have to respect the fact that we broke this downtrend line. Okay, I do, and you do too. All right, we broke a downtrend line, and if you take this high to low, okay, we came back and we hit a 618. As we drew yesterday, this red line that was drawn yesterday, that is important for us to break. So in other words, the euro will have to break 113, let's just call it 113.25. If the euro breaks 113.25, I suspect that there's going to be some dollar weakness coming through the market, because that will basically that's the market telling us. That's the market telling us the Fed is indeed dovish, and it does tell us that there's a good chance that the Fed will not raise rates this year. Okay, if the FOMC minutes set that stage, that's where we're going. We're breaking above here, and you're probably going to see the euro rally back to, you know, 114, 115, and the cockroaches will win. I love it, Paulie. I see. I'm saying it now. The European cockroaches will win. Uh, but I think, sorry, I can't help it. But so if you guys weren't here for the earlier conversation, you're probably going, what the hell is Blake talking about? Why is he calling me a cockroach? If you're, you know, it's all about European Euro bull. But anyway, if we break through here, I think we are going to 114, 115. Okay. Okay. So there you go. Now, Ziggy's even he's in on the joke now. Anyway, all right. So 113.25. Let's write that down. Oh, we already did. Okay. So we're support now. Now I want to show you guys something. This is something else that I'm looking at. See this yellow line here? This yellow trend line? Okay, you see that? I want to show you something else really quick. Let's zoom in, and let's grab a line, and let's do this, okay? Okay, you see that bottom blue line? Let's do this. Copy, paste. I'm going to show you. Let's do this. It's better. It's easier this way. Okay. Across the tops. See it across the spike highs. Now, copy, paste that, and let's get rid of this one. And let's go across the bottoms here. Now, do you see how I actually connected all the wicks? You know, that's something that I noticed earlier this morning. I'm like, hey, wait a second. Um, you know, even if we break those highs, you know, like let's say on a spike move following, um, uh, you know, the FOMC meeting minutes, we got to watch this because the euro. Look, I know I said this yesterday, and I'm gonna reiterate what I said yesterday. The market's really choppy. I mean, annoyingly choppy. I've pared down my position sizes quite dramatically. Aside from my dollar Swiss and my Aussie New Zealand, which I'm obviously not happy about either or really. But those are my two like not even full size positions, but relatively bigger size positions. Everything else is small. I'm this chop that you're seeing in the market very tough. It's very tough market conditions. All right. So you have to, you know, as Paulie said, you got to trade gingerly. You got to be real careful here because we're seeing a lot of whipping around. So, anyway, so what Paul said, and I have to agree with, even if we get down to 112 today, or maybe even 111.90 down here, you don't want to get too aggressively on the short side either, because even if the Fed minutes come out hawkish today, like we take a step back and we go, oh my God, the Fed could actually raise rates in October. Like if we step away from today, and that's the thought process of the market. If that's the case, okay, and that's what the overarching theme is, um, d- does can the dollar really stage a massive rally? I think because of the weak non-farm payrolls last week, it's going to be very tough for the dollar to muster some sort of rally on a sustainable basis. Okay. The only way the dollar is going to stage a sustainable rally is that the Fed raises rates this month and it catches everybody off guard. That will absolutely crush any Euro bulls out there, in my opinion. People go, holy crap, the Fed went through with it and they raised rates in October and no one thought they were going to do it till 2016. That's the only way the dollar is going to get a sustainable rally at this stage in the game. But can the dollar rally from here? Sure. I just wouldn't get too carried away being short the euro as we approach, let's just say 111.90, I think was a very valid support level for the euro dollar today. So 111.90. Okay, we get down there. If you want to take it long in the euro, probably not a bad place. Look at the pounds getting walloped. Okay. Patrick H says the market is directionless. It is directionless. It really is. It's just, you know, not good. Okay, let's go over to the cable. Okay, so here's the pound. And like I said, the pound, in perfect pound fashion, we took out the highs, stopped everybody out right here. Anybody, especially last night, you know, you got your traders from yesterday. Okay, you got your traders from yesterday. Let's take away today. You got your traders from yesterday saying, look, we stopped at a 38% retracement. There's a previous support. That's our peak. I'm going to short the pound, put the stops in right above the highs. Some of you this may have exactly happened to you, and you're going, holy crap, that's my trade. Shorted the cable, 38% retracement, stops are at the highs. You got a spike high right there. You know your risk. You get stopped out because remember, just 2 hours ago, the pound looked like it was going to 160, right? The pound was racing higher. You get stopped out along with everybody else, then it reverses. And holy crap, the pound is doing efficiently what the pound does. Now, support is going to come back into play about 112.40, because remember, this is a big number on the way back up. It was the 24% retracement. You remember earlier this week, like, wow, we can't even get over the 24% retracement. 152.40, and we finally broke out. Okay, so guess what? 152.40, big support on the way back down. As long as you know what to do with the cable, like as long as you know not to fall for that stuff, then that should be good support on the way down. Then it'll help you navigate through the pound, because the pound's, it's a tough one. I mean, it really is. It's a tough currency to trade if you don't know what to expect. So resistance obviously is going to be today's highs, maybe even above that at 153.82. I would actually look at today's highs at 153.70 as being resistance, though, because if it breaks through 153.70, we're probably going higher. We are unfortunately still in a range environment, and kind of what the pound does when it's in a range: stops you out, reverses, stops people out, reverses. You know, pound, nasty currency. That's why I'm still going to do the laptop toss. I know you guys are like, Blake's never gonna do the laptop discus toss. I am going to do it. I can't do it. I have had a lot of excuses. We're in monsoon season, or have been, so I haven't been able to get out to the park to throw, because the rain's been coming like on the weekends. It's been mushy in the park, you know, like all wet. Yeah, so, and I can't do it this weekend because we're going to Disneyland. So I still have my laptop. It's sitting right behind me. I'm going to chuck it. I'm going to do it because I hate trading the cable. So it is, yes, a lot of excuses, but anyway, it's going to get thrown. Don't worry.
Blake,
Yes,
Blake,
yes,
Blake.
yes.
You should do the toss at Disneyland.
Yeah, I'll get ejected from Disneyland.
That would be awesome.
I know. Could you imagine? Like, hey, here comes Mickey, because I hate trading the pound, and I just do a triple, because I'm doing the spin and everything, Kip. I've practiced it. I mean, I'm seriously, I've practiced the spin, discus throw, laptop. I've practiced it. I'm ready to do it, and it wouldn't be funny if Mickey or Minnie came by and I just chucked it right at him.
That would be so greatness.
Or if we had like a panoramic view and it looked like I was hucking it over like the castle. That would be awesome.
Oh,
Anyway.
that would be awesome.
All right, but it'll be epic. All right, thanks.
Okay.
My kids are ready to film it and everything.
Actually, here would be the most epic, Blake.
What?
Discus toss into the Grand Canyon.
That would get me. I would be hauled off to jail.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely be hauled off to jail. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. That would be fun, though. All right. So there's the pound. Let's go over to the Swissy. We're going to make our way through here, guys. Get it done rather quickly. So the Swissy, you guys saw the Euro Swiss yesterday. So the Swissy's still bouncing around. 96.50, still support. Got a nice little hammer on a 4-hour here. 0.9650. Resistance is still 97. This trend line is still significant. So resistance is 97.40. Range, easy. This is just easy stuff. We're not doing a whole lot. Dollar yen, same thing. You guys remember yesterday, the dollar yen, 120.55, 119.40. Same stuff. I don't have to get crazy here. 119.40, 120.55 range. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time here, but same story as yesterday. Okay, I think the 618 will support if we get down here. I think the resistance up at 120.55 will be significant on the way back up. Let's go over to the Canadian. Here's the dollar Canadian. So the dollar Canadian's obviously trading really heavy. I still have my pound Canadian short. I'm up 79 pips. I haven't wavered from it. I think the Canadian is a very strong currency right now. And now, do I think the Canadian will stop and I can buy the dollar Canadian, or you can buy the dollar Canadian? Yes, I do. But as I've told you guys the last couple of days, I'm looking to buy it at 129 or maybe even a little bit lower, at 128 and change. Um, because even as we see dollar strength, it's not translating into Canadian currency weakness. So and I'm not too sure what's giving us that strength, but I'll tell you, 130.65 we wrote down yesterday. Boy, that stuck like a pig, didn't it? I mean, we maybe got a few pips above that. We went to 130.70, but that was it. 130.70. Now, if we can breach 130.70, that would be that'd be turn it at least near term bullish. Support for right now is 129.70 and 129 after that, but we have to breach 129.70 first. Kiwi dollar. Thiago asked about the Kiwi. Good morning, Thiago. We'll look at the Kiwi now. So yesterday, the resistance held at 66.40. We had our double bottom. Now remember, the double bottom, we can actually extend ourselves a little bit further. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had an 88% retracement that came in at like 66.80 or something like that. But for right now, this yellow trend line that we had from yesterday, it's holding really well. But you can see that the Kiwi also looks very flaggy. Do you guys see that? Again, it's just another flag pattern. That was a completion. Just so if you guys missed it from yesterday, that was a completion. So we're just flagging again. So we're going to have to break below 65. What's the low here? 65.83. So we're going to have to break below 65.80 to negate this flag pattern. 66.40 is resistance. And we are in a range. We've gone from being bearish to a range environment over the last week because we broke out here. And the upper end of our range could take us all the way up to like 67, 68 cents. Okay. Let's do the Aussie really fast. Just trying to get some of these done before we go back on break. I need to go get some more coffee. Here's the Aussie. God, look at the cable. So weak now. So here's the pound, or pound. Here's the Aussie. So the Aussie, this is where we had the 88.6% retracement. I thought I included that. Let's see. 88.6 add. Oh, it does show. Save changes and make default. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll just make it blue. Update. Save change and make default. Let me see if that works. It's one of those fib levels that I've considered using it over the. Well, all right. I might remove it later, but anyway, it's on there now. I don't know why the color didn't change. I'll have to go back and redo that. But so 72.40. Oh, it's for the harmonic patterns too. A lot of bat patterns and butterfly patterns. Not butterfly so much, but bat or other animal patterns. Some of you will find that funny. Anyway, let's go back here. So 71.50 is going to be support with the Aussie. 71.50. Okay. Resistance 72.40. 71.50. 72.40. And we're in a range. Okay, so when we come back, we'll do the dollar index. We'll do the dollar index, and we'll look at the peso, the Norwegian krona, the Swedish krona. I'm going to go grab some coffee. I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. All right, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So we need to finish up with the dollar index. Let's do that. Uh, okay. So again, I have a couple things I want to talk about. Just looking at this long-term chart. Just when you're looking at this chart, and let's, because I don't want to sit here and have to explain myself every single day. Why do I have this overarching bullish theme in the dollar? What makes me so bullish? Really, it's this, guys. And if you were with me for the last you were with me for the last several years, you knew that I've been a dollar bull, and I fortunately myself and a lot of you guys were around for that move all the way out to about this move. And the reason why I was so bullish is the Fed kept doing quantitative easing, yet the dollar did not go down. It did not. And as much as right here, do you know who was the most? I want to ask you, for those of you that weren't listening in right here, do you know who was the biggest dollar bear right there? And I turned around and went long. I went long the dollar right there. If you don't know who that was, his name's Keith McCullough. Keith McCullough. It was Keith McCullough at that point. I remember he was on CNBC that day, right there, that week. He said, the dollar's so bearish, Brad, we're doing quantitative easing and rah, rah, rah. And I said, I'm going long. And man, I was like one of the best trades I've done in a long time. But really the best trade was right here, is when we were long right there. And that's a lot of us that were here waiting for that triangle breakout, and we got long and got aggressively long the dollar. But the fact of the matter is we have a very bullish flag still in the dollar, and this 92.50 spike low, you guys can go back to read my Pipzar blog. That's the breakout point, from way back in 2008. You have to go all the way back. You have to go all the way back there to see it on the dollar index. But as long as we stay above that, the dollar is bullish. We get below this 92.50, I'll become a dollar bear. Okay, but not until we're ruled out. But that doesn't mean we have to be a dollar bull every day. Okay, and I'm not ignorant to the fact that we've cracked this like nice little upsloping trend line that we excuse me, that you see here. Okay, and I will not ignore it. Okay, I will not ignore the fact that we cracked that trend line support. Now we're bouncing back, obviously, and like I said, it's easy pickings for the European bank traders today. They just stopped out a bunch of dollar bulls this morning, and they're reversing it, obviously, or getting it reversed. We stopped at a 38% retracement, which tells me that today's low is extremely important. So the low today comes in at 95.17. I'm going to call it 95.15. That is 95 1.15, and that is extremely important support. Extremely. Now resistance is going to be whatever this move is here at 70 or 95.75. That's resistance. And whoops, damn it. Put the decimal point, 95.75. All right. And we're in a range. If we break through this today and we break there, we're probably going to turn bearish, at least till we get down to 93.50 or whatever. Okay. All right. And again, that's going to be on a FOMC meeting minutes that is dovish as all get out. Then the dollar could, the dollar can theoretically move down like that. Let's take a real quick look at the peso. Hmm. Now, let me delete this. And let's delete this. And let's delete that too. Okay. Now here's the peso. So the peso is approaching pretty key support. You can see it right through here. Now, I'm going to ask you guys really quick, and you don't have to answer me, but I want you to think about it. Think about the question, or think about the answer to this question. So, what would break down the US dollar Mexican peso? Think about it. You can answer me if you want, but I just want you to think. Oh my God, the euro's cracking. Oh, snap. Risk on. Right, Ollie. Very good. No, this has nothing to do with the dollar. I mean, it does. It's obviously the dollar peso, but it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the dollar market. If we have risk on, the US dollar Mexican peso will fall. Okay? So this has everything to do with risk at the moment. We have risk off, we're going that way. All right? So, with that being said, and we're poised to break out. I don't trade the peso because I can't. But if I could, it would be strictly risk off, going long, risk off, going short. Depends what the stock market does today. You know, obviously the stock market has to break above 2,000 on the S&P to get bullish, but okay. So I'm about ready to sneeze. It's the time of year here. We have two seasons. We have summer and spring in Arizona. We're in spring 8 months out of the year. We're in summer 4 months out. Actually, I should take that back. We're in spring 7 months out of the year. We're in summer 5 months out of the year. But when we're in transition, it really kills my allergies. So, and I start to sneeze, and my nose gets stuffy. So you guys have to bear with me. So 1669, 16.69, and support is I'm right here 16. Let's call it 1648. We're in a wedge. I want to turn us, just keep us at a range right now. Wow, look at the euro coming under pressure. Cables coming under pressure. Just when you thought, you know, I mean, just when it looked like, it was all over for the dollar, it was the dollar racing back. ECB meeting minutes really weighing on it. All right, Norwegian krona. Credit Suisse said preparing substantial capital raising. That can't be good, right? All right, look at the US dollar Norwegian krona. Oh, for those of you guys that can trade the Norwegian krona, we were here, right? Yesterday? Said, hey, if we get down to the 786, which is 815, you might want to get long and put your stop down here. Well, look where we're at. Well, shiver me timbers. Well, if you guys want to go long the US dollar Norwegian krona, you know your risk right here, right? Right? I mean, it's literally right there. So, I mean, I can't trade the Norwegian krona, but for those of you that can, maybe that's the play right now. Oh my gosh, the euro is coming under pressure. Wow, look at the euro. Holy crap. I just got out of my euro dollar short.
Hey, Blake?
Yeah.
Blake? I
Yes.
just got out too. I just covered my shorts just now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Great trade by you.
Well, no, it really wasn't. It wasn't that great, but I stuck with it. It just, but yeah, I just got out of my Aussie, got out of my Kiwi short. So yeah, I'm staying on my cable short though. I think this cable is a train wreck waiting to happen, personally. So hold on really quick. I'm staying with my Swissy, obviously. I'll stay with that one, but yeah, I mean, that euro really, really buckle. I mean, I want to be out ahead of the FOMC meeting minutes with those positions, but okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, anybody short? Anybody short cable? 52.70s to 38% of this recent swing high and swing low. For those that
Thank
put
you.
on their shorts yesterday, around 53.25, they could take some off right now. That's all I got.
Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You a cockroach, Polly. I'm gonna be laughing all day. Oh wait. Um, Actually, hold on really fast. This move from where it started. I mean, I don't know. I see it's below the 50, uh, the 38% retracement from the actual. Oh, this would be from the actual low. Okay, got it. Yep, Polly's correct. So 152.70. Really, really some key support here. Okay. Um, Eric just took 32 pips in the Swissy. Way to go, Eric. Good job, man. Good job. Just you got to take advantage of it ahead of the FOMC meeting minutes because you don't know where the FOMC meeting minutes are going to be. You don't know if they're going to be hawkish or dovish. I feel like I have enough dollar exposure right now with the dollar Swiss, and I'm short the cable. And I don't mind being short that for right now. I don't know if I'm going to stay short though. But if we can get down to 52.40, I'll probably get out of that. So. Actually, I'm going to put in a limit at 52.50. See if I can get out there. Okay, sorry. We were looking at the U.S. dollar Norwegian krona. Big support at 8.15. Resistance would be at 8.25. Or actually, big resistance would be right here, 8.24. Get rid of this. Not that. No. God, you son of a cockroach. All right, let's see here. There we go. 8.24. So 8.15, 8.24. US dollar, Norwegian krona. It's still bullish. As long as this 8.15 holds. And resistance 8 point, what was it? 24. Oops. Now let's take a look at the Swedish krona really quick. Here's the Swedish krona. Oh, I thought that was T. Boone Pickens. Yeah, it is on CNBC. T. Boone Pickens. Yeah, we're holding the 786, huh? This is one of those things too. I mean, if you really want to get long the U.S. dollar, Swedish krona, it's been kind of inactive. But if the dollar rallies today, this is a good opportunity for those of you that can trade the Swedish krona. If oh did hold on really quick. Canadian housing starts 230,000, estimated 202,000. So it's a good number. Thank you. Thanks, Jan. I appreciate it. I wasn't paying attention. I don't think it's affected the Canadian at all. It just stalled this rally. Okay, but anyway, going back to the U.S. dollar, Swedish krona, if the dollar rallies today, and in like let's say the market sees the Fed as being hawkish, the FOMC minutes being hawkish, this is probably a good trade to play to the long side because we're at channel lows or close to, you know what I mean? So playing it down here on the long side and selling it once it gets back up to 870 or so, it's not that I think that's a good trade. Okay. All right. Anyway, Whit asks, are you still short the pound on the crosses? Yeah, I've got just two. I'm short the pound Aussie, which I'm basically flat, and I'm short the pound Canadian, which I'm up like 70 pips, and I'm just sitting in them. They're small, nothing huge, nothing huge. Okay, guys. So here's your bias chart. It's pretty much the same from yesterday, although we added the peso to it. But there's your bias chart. Okay.